Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Eli, and I'm here with Blacking, my fellow teammate, and we are going to be showing you his deck profile on his MaloMyotismon deck that he's been piloting for the past couple weeks, you say? Is it past couple
Yes,
weeks?
sir.
All right, so we're going to go through the deck. Actually, we'll go card by card, and we'll give you some explanations on what the cards are. So, for the eggs, just the Digitama. We have the four Demimera and the one Yaomon. I guess this lineup's pretty standard. This or the Pogumon you could use, I guess. But the Yaomon, you choose this because you don't want to deck out, right?
Yeah. Believe it or not, that if I had a choice, then I would run five Demi Marimons. But yeah, that fifth spot could really be any card. The only reason why that I picked Yaman is because that Yaman allows you to get a extra 1,000 DP, but none of that ever comes up.
Yep.
He is just there as like a filler.
Okay. That's good. Just to have the fifth egg. And then for the rookies, we've got four Sukaimon, three Gabu, three Demi Devi, two Tapir, and one Gazimon. So there's only 13 rookies here. And I guess the standard norm is 14, but do you just want to go by your explanation of choices of cards here?
All right. So the first thing is we're going to talk about the one of Gazimon is because a lot of Imperialmon is running around, and one of the main cards that I hate is Hammer Start. That is that Gazimon manages to stop it. The Tapiamons, the the main reason why that I like Tapiamon only as like a two, maybe a three of, is for that extra draw power. But the real stars of the deck is Demi Marimon, Gabumon, and Sukaimon. Demi Marimon is a two cost rookie that you just play in. He is a beater. Like you are supposed to swing with Demi Devimon while you have a Mallow out, and it is amazing. Like he will basically cost one and get like a security or 9 out of 10 that your opponent will always block, and that will allow Mallow to effect to go off in order for
Yep.
you to basically saying that you only played him for one cost.
Mm-hmm.
Gabumon, Gabumon is a three of. It's mainly because that Gabumon allows you to filter through your deck and to get cards in the trash that is kind of stuck in your hand, or to get rid of like Mallow.
Yep.
The Sukaimon is the number one rookie that you want to see at all times. And if you have a Sukaimon and the next champion that we will go over is Devidramon,
Mm-hmm.
it is amazing with a Sukaimon. And then I will show you guys the combos
Yep.
moving forward.
All right. Thank you for that. Let's go on to the champions. So for the champions, we've got four Vile, four Devidramon, and four Marimon. Do you want to go over your choices here?
All right. So mainly, one of the main reasons why that I love Evramon is because that he's a one cost, which means that the moment that the moment that you digivolve up, you is already a card deeper
Mm-hmm.
into your deck. So, so with that play, um, and so let's say that you swing with him with a Yamalo out, and let's say that Meramon dies, that will allow you to basically get all of your money back from that card. Um, Heavy Dramon with a Sukaimon and either a Arukini or a Mummymon makes it a free Mallow. And let me tell you, free Mallow is one of the best feelings ever. Or let's say that you only have
Yeah.
a Devidramon and a Arukini. Mallow basically comes out for one memory, and yes, you are getting rid of your whole line. But the single best part is that Mallow cannot be affected by um, Machine Dramon, that he can't be affected by cards that will get rid of all
Yep. No Alter
Digivolution
S.
sources,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Mallow sticks. Valmon, believe it or not, I don't Digivolve into a Valmon a lot. I like to throw Valmons into the trash. And the reason why is because that I can get him back out with a vow. I mean, with the Piedmon,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a little bit further along in the deck.
Yep. All right. Thank you for that. We're going to go on to the ultimates next. We got one Chimeramon, three. Oops, my bad. Three Mummymon and three Arukenimon. So, do you want to go over your choices here?
Yes. So the one of Chimeramon, I mainly use that as like a removals card, and the reason why is because that with a Mallow out, Chimera costs 5.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now, so Mr. Eli, do you mind pulling out a
Sure. I'll pull out
yeah
the combo.
like
Actually, this and a Devidramon.
that and a Digimon?
Yep.
All right, so that is a perfect Mallow line. That is what it looks like. 10 out of 10. Like the whole line costs 5 emerald. And then Aru Kenny skill says that the moment that you swing with it, that you have the choice of paying three memory.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So if you
this is
could,
a ruling that a lot of people do not know. If you choose to use the effect, you do not check any security. Basically, Mallow comes out.
yep,
Then you get rid of the Aru Kenny line, and then Mallow sees Aru Kenny goes to the trash, so that's a refund.
mm-hmm,
And then because of the Sukai and the Devi Dramon,
yep,
Hallow's free. And then
yep,
from there you will play another rookie or you can go into a Millennium.
yep,
But mind you, Aru Kenny is only from hand and Mummymon is from trash. So let's say that they managed to kill off Mallow. Like there isn't a lot of cards. It's only Omnimon, Glorious Burst, Terra Force,
or like a
and Trump Sword.
yeah, or even like a Shine Gray, right?
Yeah, but it's like even then, like you will never feel bad about Mallow dying because of Hummimon.
Yeah,
Hummimon allows you to get it back for the same exact price, and then from there you are off to the races. Like
yep,
the combination of 3 and 3 is because I have debate about going to 4 Arukini or either going to 4 Mummymon, but I'm like I like the 3 of 3 because it makes variants kind of cut in half to where I'm going to at least see one of each.
mm-hmm, yep.
And in the deck, seeing one is enough. Like, and so now we're moving on to the megas.
All right, let's go to the megas. So for the megas, we've got four Mallow and two Pied. In the original list, you had three Piedmon. I'm sorry, YouTube, I've only got two, so we substituted that with a Demimera. So switch it out as you please. You can play three Demimera, three Pied, or you can play two Pied, four Demimera. But do you want to go on with your choices here?
All right. And so guys, this is not evolution deck at all. Like, Paimon can be digivolved into, but if you are doing that, are you really getting any value out of your Paimon? Not at all. Paimon's best friend is two Valmons. A lot of decks cannot handle blockers, and then because Paimon itself has retaliation,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people will be afraid to swing into your Digimon. Now, guys, the reason why that I chose Paimon as his right hand man in this Mallow deck is because a lot of a lot of times your opponent will spend so much memory killing off a Mallow, and until like a Paimon will always stick
Yeah.
for putting your opponent back to 4, 5, or sometimes 6.
Yep.
and that's okay because you just put really like 22 power on board, or sometimes an extra 20 power on board. You will always put more than what your opponent put out.
Yep. Yeah, Piedmon's cost per card is very it's ridiculous. 12 memory for potentially 22k.
Uh,
Yep.
and so now we are going into the main boss itself, the Mallows.
Yep. Two Millenniumons here.
Oh, sorry,
No, you're cool.
I'm Millie.
Yep.
All right. And so the reason why that I chose two is because red has become so popular nowadays. I'm talking about the Ragnarlord Mons. I'm talking about the red, yellow,
Mm-hmm.
even the pure red decks. They cannot get rid of a Mallow. I mean, of a Millie.
Yep.
Sorry about that. So Hilly sticks. Like he is one of those sticky cards that your opponent will have to blob. They will have to Kentorismon. They always have to kill Millie twice.
Yeah.
Um, so guys, um, now there is one card that you just need to be aware of. Egazu has been taking over a lot, and Machine Dramon is the ultimate counter to Millie. It is
Yep.
that and Kokai's Breath and a Alter S. But you should never be allowing your opponent to go into a Alter S if you have a Millie out.
Yeah, you just bounce their guy back, right? If you try to not give
Right
them too much
there.
memory, bounce their mega.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, Millie's very strong in this format right now. It's probably one of the strongest cards we have in the format. So I'll go to the options next. We've got two Heat Viper, um, two Night Raid, three Trump Sword. So do you want to explain your thinking for these cards here?
All right. And so the reason why that I chose Heat Viper as a two of is because I hate Rookie Rush. Like I just hate the thought of that deck. That I hate
Yeah,
everything that
just
that deck is. And then the best part about this deck is that Mallow makes Heat Viper cost two.
Yep. Yeah, that's insane. You can have Mallow on your board, kill off your guy and two of theirs. So Mallow gains a memory for each one. So that's just pretty good.
Exactly. And then if you manage to have two Mallows out, Heat Viper basically pays for itself.
Yep.
So you will actually gain a memory from using Heat Viper,
Yep.
and Night Raid. And the reason why that I'm not playing three is because you don't ever want to see Night, like you don't ever want to have a hand of too much Night Raid, because
Yeah.
then it just turns into like a terrible situation of where you are not getting cards for its full value. And the number one card that you always want to get back with Night Raid is Demi Devimon. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I'm saying that, guys, is because he does not require any extra work. He is a beater. He is a straight face all the time. Now, and so at first with this list, I was running four Trump sources because that I wanted to see one in my security at least. I want to say 75% of my games, or
Mm-hmm.
anywhere between 60 to 75%. But then I went down on that card is because that I found it a lot of times in my hand, which was great for this format because once again, Egazu has taken over the red yellow decks. Even for a Ragnarlord mon, it
Yeah.
feels amazing just Trump sorting them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and then going on to the last card of the deck.
All right. The last card we've got here is just the three mats.
All
I
right.
guess it's pretty self-explanatory. It's Matt. Do you want to say anything about Matt?
Yes, that Matt in this deck is amazing, and the reason why that you want to play three Mats is because your opponents will try to choke you out to one or maybe two every turn, and that
Mm-hmm.
is Mallow's weakest point. And if you don't see that Matt, then then it will take you a little bit too long in order to
Yeah.
go into like a Mallow. And this
Yeah,
deck is all
because
about speed.
these cost 3 to evo, so you really need this to pop off like your second turn, right? Or your third turn, right? You have Matt set up when you go Arcane swing, bring out Mallow, or
Yes.
yeah, yep,
So that is why. But even at times with Matt, and so let's say that you have either one or two allos on the board, getting back a Heat Viper or getting back a Trump Sword is amazing because it makes your opponent think like they cannot go wide or they will have the slow down and go tall,
mm-hmm, yep,
and that little bit of pressure will allow you to win so many games. So
yeah,
Matt is amazing. Playing memory tamers in your deck nowadays, I strongly recommend at least two or maybe three in every deck.
yeah. I mean, it also makes this deck very powerful because Mallow essentially just gives you memory for killing cards. So if you start off at 3 already, if you play Heat Viper for 2, you're still at 1, right? Or if you play like Trump Sword, it essentially costs what, 6, so you put them to 3, so it's not even that bad. And I don't know, it has a lot of versatility, I guess, in this deck.
Yes. And this is my tournament winning deck that I have won so many tournaments with this deck that this is a consistent deck. Um, the number one problem that this deck runs into is that your opponent managing to choke you out. And the weakest matchup to this deck I would have to say is blue green Imperial. The only reason why is because that their Digimon just all of them just have jamming.
Yeah, they
All of them
can't
just
die
have
to security.
exactly, and I just hate how and I just hate how fast that deck is. That is one of the fastest decks. So, but that is your horrible matchups. But you will have some of the best matchups, as in red, yellow
Mm-hmm.
versus red versus shine. I love playing against shine with this deck, and the reason why is because Mallow sees every last Digimon die at the same exact time, meaning that you will gain all of that memory back. So basically, Mallow is paying for himself,
Yep.
and then after that, you will just Trump sword the shine. And guys, remember that even though you playing four Mallows, you are technically playing six, and because of Mummymon and the Arukinis, which will allow you to keep on playing Mallow. Mallow is like a nightmare, so we're just gonna call this deck the Nightmare Mallow deck because he comes back over
Yep.
and over and
Mm-hmm.
over.
Yep. All right. Thanks for the deck profile. Are there any closing thoughts or any shout outs you want to give?
Yes. Closing thoughts about this deck and if you guys are going to pick up this deck, uh, Millenniumons kind of push the deck into the I want to say $80 to $90
Yeah, it's
range.
fairly budget, right? There's not too many expensive cards. I guess the Piedmons and the Millies, right, are the
Yeah,
most expensive cards in this deck.
the Piedmons, the Millies, and believe it or not, that Trump sword has went up quite a bit. But
Oh,
besides that, this whole deck will cost you under $100. And guys, this has turned into my number two deck. We are going to come out with, of course, my Mastermind deck that everyone has always been asking for the past couple months that I have
yep.
got multiple tops with. I came in second in the Geekitude
Mm-hmm.
Championship series that for the past couple of weeks that either Mallow or Mastermind has led me to multiple number one finishes. So,
Yep.
guys, just remember pressure is your friend. Do not be afraid to push with this deck because Mallow will reward you for playing aggressive. So, and then another shout out to the team Limit Break because they are
Hey,
always
shout out to us.
they are always there to practice and in order to make the deck better.
Yep.
So, guys,
Hey,
this
well,
is the deck for this is the deck for a budget player for like an aggro player. I would strongly recommend this deck.
All right, thank you for your closing thoughts and the shout out. If anybody wants to try this deck out, just go ahead, try it out, and let us know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys want to see any other decks on the channel, just let us know, and we'll be sure to try to make some of those come to fruition and have those on the channel. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys next time. Limit Break out. Peace.